From the complete tales and poems of Edgar Allan Poe, I read The Telltale Heart, which is about a protagonist who is a murderer. And he stalks this old man because of a vulture eye, and it's a reoccurring theme in the story that bothers him. So he stalks this man for 7 nights, and he goes into his room every night at midnight to anticipate when he actually murders the old man. It's told from first person, and he's very crazy and deranged, but he denies that he is a madman. And we will let you be the judge when you hear from him next.
Madmen know nothing, but you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him. And every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it. Oh, so gently. And then, when I had made an opening sufficient for my head, I put in a dark lantern, all closed so that no light shone out. And then I thrust in my head. Oh, you would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust in. I moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. It took me an hour to place my whole head within the opening, so far that I could see him as he lay upon his bed. Ha! Would a madman have been so wise as this? And then, when my head was well in the room, I undid the lantern cautiously. Oh, so cautiously, cautiously, for the hinges creaked. I undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the vulture eye. And this I did for 7 long nights. Every night just at midnight. But I found the eye always closed, and so it was impossible to do the work, for it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And every morning when the day broke, I went boldly into the chamber and spoke courageously to him, calling him by name in a hearty tone, and inquiring how he had passed the night. So you see, he would have been a very profound old man. Indeed, to suspect that every night, just at 12, I looked upon him while he slept.
I would recommend the story The Telltale Heart because it's told from first person and it's almost like a diary entry. It's very personal, and I feel like it's a good inspiration for writing stories from the first person. It inspired me to write many stories from the first person, and consequently it's become my preference of writing style. The only thing that I would say that I do not like about The Telltale Heart is that since it is told from the first person, the protagonist often goes on rants, and sometimes you have no idea what he's talking about. But for the most part, I feel like the way Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Telltale Heart is very passionate, and it works very well for being a murderer.